called an iconic symbol of all that.
Okay, so first I'd like for you to tell us what you were showing here at Tokyo Game Show this week.
Okay, thank you. We had the pleasure and privilege of sharing some new material that was just hot out of production, and we showed a sequence where we totally turned the tables on Wake and to what we've shown people before. So in this scene, a crazy FBI agent, Agent Nightingale, is convinced that Wake is behind everything that's gone wrong in Bright Falls, and he's determined to stop Wake at any cost, even by shooting him down. So Wake is a fugitive, and he's desperately looking for his missing wife, and the deputies are coming for him.
Yeah, and until now, Light has been Wake's only ally, but this is an exception to the rule because we turned the tables on Wake, and now Light is to his enemy. He has no light source, and the cops are chasing him. He needs to evade their lights in order to survive.
The storytelling of the game, it's narrated while you play. What was the thought behind that, and what do you want to achieve by doing this?
Well, by having an active narrator, having Wake talk through some of these things, it really helps us to get more into his frame of mind and his emotional state as well. So when we play with that fine line of objective truth and subjective, is it really happening or is it in his head? Having a person narrate in a classic monologue, it really functions quite well, and it also opens up more of the depth of the character.
I noticed this level that you showed off here. It felt a little bit more atmospheric, a little bit more. You could see a little bit more how the forest plays a part and has a character of its own. Could you tell us a little bit about that?
I mean, I think that's quite. I think it's spot on the money. I mean, having the locations almost become like a character themselves. I mean, I think that's when your environment artists and your art directors and the technology team has done a good job, then that kind of even the locations themselves take on a life of their own. And clearly, because we are creating a computer game, we're able to play around with visual effects, and we have no kind of fixed pyrotechnic budget, and we can do different large-scale changes just as you would in a blockbuster Hollywood movie, and some of the technology is so cool that we're able to actually pull that off. So some of the effects in the forest are actually, I think what you're referring to, are exactly built around certain effects that we've done.
I also like the sound design because it really highlights that there is something there, and it sort of goes back a little bit and then it rises up again.
Thank you very much. I mean, the audio for us and the sound design has been something that we've been crafting very carefully, especially during this kind of latter stages and the polish phases of the game, just balancing things out and making sure that you get the appropriate ambient sound and the appropriate music. And oddly enough, you realize sometimes that silence is the best music. That if you've had a lot of tension
yeah,
and score, then actually you can build that tension by just silence, and you're kind of going okay. And kind of you can build that up to, and of course audio is for anything that's as cinematic or movie like as Alan Wake is a key element. We have the pleasure and privilege of working with some awesome folks on that side as well.
There are these birds that came in the demo, and they almost seem to help Alan Wake.
So the dark presence is taking over everything in its path, from animals to vehicles to inanimate objects, and the locals. Now, so in this scene that we saw here, it took over it attacked the helicopter. So, did it help Alan Wake? Well, not really, in my opinion. I mean, they
came back.
Yeah, exactly. The local deputies then climbed over the rock, and we stopped off on a cliffhanger there again. So, to answer your question, no, I don't think it helps Alan Wake in any way. But the dark presence is taking over everything in its path, and that can be animals, it can be vehicles, it can be the locals, it can be a number of things.
The way you've gone on with the story and how it's structured, could you tell us a little bit about that and why you chose that TV series format?
Absolutely. I mean, for us, a TV series format is actually quite natural. So having kind of those segments, that a story arc within an episode is actually quite fulfilling for the gamer. When we looked at kind of the film format for kind of spreading the narration of a film over a longer game, it kind of gets diluted very easily. However, with a TV series format, we're able to have those episodes with a natural story arc, and perhaps you can come back to an earlier episode and reveal something in a new light, so previously on. And this, with the information you've gained throughout the game, actually something that appeared to be, for example, nefarious or evil, is actually to your benefit, or vice versa, and so forth. So those kinds of twists and turns are a natural part of a thriller.
Right, and I think it's a relatively low threshold for the player to pick up a controller if they haven't played it for a week. You get a quick previously on that brings you back into the experience again, immerses you into the story, and then you know exactly what you've done in the past, and you're ready to go forward to unravel this story.
How would you describe Bright Falls as a character or as part of the game, and what part does it play?
Bright Falls plays a key part in Alan Wake. It's more than just a setting. I mean, it's an all-American small town with deep, dark secrets underneath. It's familiar to our audience from different TV series such as Twin Peaks, maybe even Northern Exposure, or even the Gilmore Girls. You had this nice, pretty place, but something underneath is going horribly, horribly wrong. And the interesting characters there, who might seem like one thing to begin with, might turn out to be something totally different, and you don't know whom to trust in the end. So I think it's a nice, interesting location, and it offers an awesome backdrop for a psychological action thriller.
Alan Wake will be out in spring 2010, and we hope you'll enjoy it.
All right. Thank you very much.
Thank you, man.
Thank you.
Thank you.